Good afternoon. Welcome to the QCIS channel, where you get a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. My name is Leon Jones, and what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to get into more construction equipment, because without the machinery, we couldn't get the jobs done at a reasonable time. And when it comes to projects, they must be completed on time and on budget. So what I'm going to show you is a machine. Now, some people, because of the company, they call it a Bidwell. Now, Bidwell makes these machines. Now, these machines are for basically finishing concrete. Now, you have two or three parts. Let's say three parts. You have the rails, you have the work bridge, and you have the actual machine itself. Now, what's very important about this machine is you must have a dry run, because if the machine falls off the tracks, it's not going to operate properly. So the Bidwell is set on a tracking system. Now let me go and show you what the Bidwell actually looks like. Okay, they have it set right here on a deck. This is part of it. This is the work bridge. Now I'm making sure that it's set up properly. It is right here. Here's the work bridge. Now the work bridge is where your workers will work from when they have to finish concrete, because the Bidwell isn't perfect. But the Bidwell, it's got a span, it's got a truss span. These are trusses. This is what we call a member, another member. It's like it's about a 4-chord truss kind of structure. And this is what mechanical engineers design. They call it a work bridge. Now, of course, this has been tested and it's not recommended for any scaffolding. Now, something else that you need to look at on this machine structure is it's got a rail system. Now, the rail system, just like train tracks, looking down, this is the rail system. And you see the rail system helps keep the wheels in line. See the wheels? Right there on the rail system. This is the rail system. Now today they're going to be doing a little calibration. That's how the rail system is fixed in place. So go down. It's the rail system. What I'm going to do is go to the actual machine myself. This is the Bidwell right here. This is the Bidwell that operates on gasoline. I'm checking it out. This is, of course, you have the generator. You have another generator at the top. And you can see that the machine also sits on tracks. Now, the most important part of this machine is the screen. Now, down below, as I walk under this, it's solar. It's a screen system. It's your screen system. That system runs right across the concrete when it finishes it. And you can see the system also has augers. It's already been used for concrete. A lot of decks are using these. They use these on a lot of decks. It actually has two cylinders. Here's your control box right here. Understand it works on the battery. And what happens, this machine is on a track. And when it's on a track, the machine goes, just depends on which direction you're setting your bridge. We'll see, we're in the east-west direction. So your Bidwell is going to go in the east-west direction, while these cylinders, they're going to go in a north-south direction as they spread the concrete. Now it's basically a machine that is good for finishing concrete. Now you have to operate it, and this is a quick way to help apply concrete. And this is also in a truss system. You have water to make it work, and also to have power out here. Something that you need to understand. And I apologize about the noise. You have generators. I'm going to make some of the best generators. But looking at this system right here, it's all set up on a rail system. Now, this system, you have to do a dry run on this system again to make sure that it works right. And what I'm checking for is to make sure that the rails have been applied properly and that the Bidwell is applied properly, because they'll use a crane or some type of boom truck to lift this piece of machinery in place. It's a big piece of machinery. It is. And again, this is set up. This is set up by rails. So with this Bidwell, you have three parts to it. The Bidwell, if I'm looking at it from the side, you have the Bidwell itself. It's the Bidwell. You have the rails. The rails are just like the tracks, like a closet door. You ever had a closet door that didn't work right because it was off track? And that's what this Bidwell is on. You have your motors. Again, you have your cylinders right here. You have two cylinders. Those cylinders in place basically finish the concrete. And going along the line here, just checking, make sure everything's on track correctly. You can actually see the cylinders, both of them together from this view. Take it from the other side. Keep an eye on this Bidwell here. This is the Bidwell. Now, later on, they're going to be calibrating it to make sure that it functions properly, just like anything else. We calibrate all of our equipment. Because you want everything to be accurate here. Again, see, it's on track here. You can see the wheel system. See from this view as well. Of course, you have your Honda generator. It's a very good generator. going on. Going up. That's the tracking system. And this is your work bridge. See that wheel on it? It's supposed to be right on the track. Just checking it. Making sure it's been installed properly. There's the wheel system again. And now here's the rail system. I'm on a southern part. Southern part of the bridge. Rail system. Something that's not part of the Bidwell. Now there's the Bidwell. Contractors tend to work at night. This is a lighting system right here. It's what they use at night. These balls are very big. Very big. It's a lighting system. Again, I'm going to look at the Bidwell again. This is the Bidwell setup. Let's look at the lighting system. This is your lighting system. That's what they use. Light, a little windy out here. See the lighting system. Again, when they're doing paving operations at night, they use this system here. Crank them up here. Here's what they look like from the back. Something else you need to understand while you're on a construction site. Contractors have to store their equipment. Now in the military, we call these Connex boxes. This right here is a Connex box. Here's where the contractor stores all their tools. It's a Connex box. You see the vacuum cleaners. It's everything they need. That's what it looks like inside here. Now what is this? This is mortar. Let's take you to some other aspects of construction equipment. Got a diesel motor up here. Now, what these are, this is what they use for the rail right here. These 2x4s. It's what they use for forming for concrete. And this is plywood. This is why you have to have carpenters on this type of job. Now, here is a diesel engine right here. Be safe with it. It also uses to operate with power. See a fire extinguisher. It's a big piece of equipment. Over here, call it a track hoe or an excavator. Now, do you wonder how they get compression equipment on, like a jackhammer? Well, right here. It's what we call a hydraulic air compressor. Plug it up. With this machine, take your hoses, you plug them in. These are your valves. Close the valves. The air comes right through this compressor once you turn it on, and you're able to operate tools such as your jackhammer. Over here is your water truck. This is what we use when we are cleaning off something like your pavement. Or this is what we use for soil. Now, you have to understand these systems that go into this. You have your hoses. Now, this water is non-potable water. Non-potable means you can't drink it. It's right up here. All the hoses. Now, to drive this, you have to have at least a Class B CDL. Again, here's your air compressor. Right here are your forks. You see with these loaders and excavators, they're interchangeable. So if you wanted to take the shovel off the excavator or the bucket, put this on. Now generally this goes on the loader. It's a force. Now this right here, this is a tub. Normally we would put our beams in this tub and they have to be filled with sand. Now we make beams as specimens so we can test them for compression. And when it gets colder, we have to put a high load thermometer, start winterizing everything. Now again, so many other pieces of equipment. This is a front end loader. Now you could take this bucket off this front end loader and actually put one of those forks on there. This is the loader, front end loader. Call it a front end loader because everything is loaded and unloaded from the front end. Now, you might be asking me, what are these? These are called wash bags. When it comes to the environment, we have concrete that comes onto the site. So these bags, instead of dumping it on the ground like you have here, you have to wash it out in these bags. They're environmentally safe. Generally, we get a loader, they'll come load them up, and you can also, with this extra concrete, you can recycle it as well. You can recycle this as well. But these are your wash bags. Because when your chute is emptying out, the concrete driver needs to pour out what's left of the concrete. There's not much. Instead of dumping it on the ground, they use these bags. Right. Now again, I'm just taking you right back down here to the Bidwell. Let's see what the Bidwell looks like. Because I wanted to give you an idea of some of the equipment that's used out here, so you know exactly what's going on, especially when it comes to inspection time. Now, something else that you need to know before I go. It's called a porta potty. Everybody knows what this porta potty is. This porta potty, it's got your hand sanitizer, let you know what's been used. This is your urinal. Of course, this is where you sit. And this is your toilet tissue. I'm not a big fan of these, but they're on site. They have to be on site. The contractor supplies them. Keep us as guys making our own bathrooms out here. But let's go back to the Bidwell. There's the Bidwell right in front of me. This is what they're going to be used to pour the deck tomorrow. Now I know that noise you hear, that's the generator. All kinds of looks from the Bidwell. Bidwell in his home. Inside and out of this Bidwell. But it looks like I'm on the inside of it. If you know anything about structural, this is set up as a truss system. Operated by a diesel motor on top. Down here where my finger is, that's a wheel. It's on a track. Here it is from the north side here. Let me show you something too before I go. Here is the work bridge. Remember I was telling you about those wash bags. Okay. Show you how they're used, so you understand what I was talking about. I'd like to show you how this equipment is used. This is a utility truck. All right. Going right up here, the concrete truck. See that sack? There's the chute going in the sack. It is. There's the water. It's being washed right down there. Right down in the bag.
Is there a problem?
Not yet.
What do you mean not yet? Am I doing something wrong?
No, I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
No, everything looks good so far.
Good deal.
And so he's washing everything down in this bag here. But that's how these bags work. It's part of the equipment that we use on the job here. Taking you through the site here in the city of Frankfort, Indiana. Again, from this faraway area here. You can see the Bidwell and the work bridge. And this is the work bridge. What I'm doing is giving you another view of it. Another view down the work bridge. Under the work bridge. Now there's a lot more construction equipment out here than you think, because it's a big job. So I'm just giving you the equipment around the bridge, but I wanted you to especially look at the Bidwell. Of course, the tracking system. Down. Now, what you see the contractor working with, that's a shop vac. Got two of them out here, cleaning that water out. I'm trying to give you a bird's eye view what the top level looks like on the Bidwell from here. Again, this is the Bidwell. What it looks like. Right here, it's one of the shop vacs I was telling you about. We're using the shop. It's good for getting water out. And there's the auger system. Everything looks like. That concludes this video on construction equipment featuring the Bidwell. If you like what I've just presented, Please comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're looking for some social and political content, some psychological content, you check out the 411 Talk Zone radio show. Now, if you can't find the QCIS channel or the 411 Talk Zone radio show channel on YouTube, you could check the 411 Talk Zone radio show channel and the QCIS channel out on Twitter. Now, for the QCIS channel, I take it one step further, since it's an educational channel. You can also find the QCIS channel on LinkedIn. And once again, I thank you for listening and viewing this video on construction equipment featuring the Bidwell. I'll just call it the Bidwell and other construction equipment. Again, if you like what I just presented, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And once again, thank you for viewing the QCIS channel. And on this channel, you get a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. Until next time, my name is Leon Jones. Y'all have a wonderful and gracious day.